Happy Monday, everyone. Here is your Monday message. Even though we met yesterday, we will always send out a message on Monday. It was great to get to meet at least half of you yesterday. I'm so sorry that I missed out on the morning class, and I'm really looking forward to getting to meet all of you on February 19th. But the purpose of today's message is to go ahead and take a look at our assignment that is due Saturday. We actually have two assignments due Saturday, 4.2a and 4.2b. 4.2a, remember, is where we are going to give a description of three, not one, but three student groups that are considered invisibles in our school. We went to the state of the school reports and we looked at our student characteristics, and we took a look at race and free and reduced lunch and school mobility and English language learners, and those are all really important groups of students that need to be represented and have a voice in our library. But it's a little bit easier to see who those students are. So what we want you to do is we want you to dig a little bit deeper and think about who are the students who aren't as easy to see, who don't show up on the paper, that unless you build relationships with parents and teachers and counselors, you may not know that those students are at your school. I talked about one of the groups of students at my school that I would consider an invisibles group would be students with food allergies. We have a high statistics of students who have different food allergies. We have students with peanut allergies. We have students with wheat allergies. We have students with soy allergies. We even had a new student this year. She's not new to our school, but her allergy is actually new. Cinnamon. Who knew? I didn't realize you could be allergic to cinnamon, but in the school cafeteria, she was actually eating something with cinnamon in it and started breaking out in hives, and kind of a scary situation. So, food allergies is a group of students who don't necessarily show up on my state of school reports, but they are definitely a group of invisibles. So remember, there's just an example of one group. Remember, you need to come up with three groups. One of the things I want to kind of make sure that you do is make sure that you go and look at the rubric too, because that'll remind you that you need one, two, three groups and what we're looking for. I highlighted, or we talked about in the second class today, was to make sure that you notice this part here where, what is your source? Who did you talk to so you know that those students are in your school? Did you talk to the school counselor? Did the school psychologist bring this group of students? Or maybe Cynthia gave the really great example of how sometimes those students uh, tend to find us. So it could be just from your own personal relationships with students, but please make sure that in your short description that you make sure that that is a part of it. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at part B. This is where we are going to use our ALA selection criteria to identify one fiction and one nonfiction book for just one group. You do not have to do this for all three groups. You're just going to pick one group. If you look at the template, I have it downloaded over here. Remember, you're going to copy and paste your short description of your one group in the top here, and then you're going to go find one fiction and one nonfiction book. Cynthia and I showed you guys today how to use Novelist. We think that's probably one of the best places to go and start looking for books. So my group of Invisible, sorry, I can't talk today, are students with food allergies. So that's where I'm going to start my search. Go ahead and hit search. And wow, 109 books. That's a lot of books to look through. So remember, we want to make sure that we refine our results. I am in a elementary, so I need books that are appropriate for students 0 to 8 and to 9 to 12. Also, 1992 is when I graduated from high school, and I hate to admit it, but that was a long time ago. Books with a copyright date of 1992 probably is not going to be what I'm looking for. Not always, because, I hate to always say always, but for the most part, I never let a search go past probably 10 years. So that's a good place to start. I very rarely want something, especially with an issue like food allergies and things, is kind of more of a more modern topic. Make sure that the book has a publication date in the last 10 years. So I'm going to go ahead and update my results and see what I get here. All right, so now I have 82 books to look through. That is quite a few still, but it is manageable. I'm going to focus, I think, for my first book, I'm going to just focus on fiction. So I'm going to go ahead and click fiction, and I'm going to update one more time. So this is where I'm going to, now I only have 18 books to look through. So I'm going to scroll through here and look at some of the different titles that we have. I think I'll take a closer look at the first one actually here, because it is harder to find books, because I have looked for books about food allergies that are appropriate for kindergarten, first, second grade students. So this one is really targeting the age that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one and read the description of the book, and then I'm going to go down in here and I'm going to check the reviews and make sure that this is a book that would be something that I would want to have in my library. And of course you would read this very closely, but as I'm scanning it, it says it's clearly purposeful. This picture book could be a great way to open a classroom discussion of severe food allergies. So this has gotten a great review, which, ta-da, I am going to go to my workbook for selection, because remember, you have to pick 2 criteria. And one of the criteria that you should use to decide whether a book should go into your library is whether it has favorable reviews. So right here, and because I'm kind of lazy, I'm just going to copy and paste that into my document. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to put favorable reviews found in a standard selection sources. And my title of my book, so I'm going to go back here, the title of my book. Again, I'm just going to copy and paste it. Where did it go? Now, but I know that titles need to be capitalized, so I need to go back in there and fix that. I need to put in my APA citation, and this is where I'm going to, if I am unsure, I'm going to go to Purdue OWL. I'm going to go to APA Guidelines. I am going to go to Formatting and Style, and I am going to look for books. And then here gives me the format for my books. So I am going to go back to Novelist. All right, I'm back in Novelist, and this is where I'm going to find the things that I need to APA cite my paper. The first thing in an APA is the author's last name, comma, W. Notice that up here, every first word gets capitalized because it's the title, but in your APA formatting, it's only the first letter of the title, and it also needs to be italicized. So I'm going to go up here, italicize, put my period that I need to unitalicize, and go ahead and give where my book is published. So there is my APA citation. That information can be found, like, so if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have the book right in front of me, I can't, where am I going to find the copyright? The copyright date is actually right here. But if you go over here where it says more about the book, if you click here, this is where you're going to find the publisher information and year also. If you have trouble finding all of that, let Cynthia and I know, but it should be right in under the more about this book. So I won't spend any more time on that. So I'm going to go back to my Word document. So I have the title of my book. I have the APA citation of my book. One of the criteria I'm going to use is favorable reviews. And then I need to give my rationale why I chose that. So that's when I'm going to go back here and I'm going to look at my review. Whoops, went too far back. I went to the jacket there. Sorry about that. I'm going to very closely read the reviews and then give my rationale why I think after reading these reviews, this would be a good book for my group of Invisibles. So I hope that that was really helpful to help you get through 4.2a and 4.2b. Like I stated earlier, if you ever have any questions, please contact Cynthia and I, and we will make sure that we get things cleared up for you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.